Alright guys, so this is it. So I'm going to do the Q&A now. This is to mark a very, very special occasion, I guess. I know it's great to get subs on YouTube, and it really, really is cool. But I think obviously the most important thing for people who do YouTube are getting the views, getting the interaction, getting people to watch the videos. So the view count, for me, has probably always been the most important thing, and I have just managed to reach 1 million views now. When I put out the Q&A, I'd just gone over it, and I've already had 50,000 views in the last few days just to pick up. So it's really, really cool. And you guys are amazing for helping me get there. And I wanted to thank you, obviously, by doing a Q&A. So I'm going to try and answer every single one. Of course, yeah, hi guys, I've already said that. I'm going to try and go through every single one, and there will be some duplicates. I know some people have asked the same question, but I will read every one, and maybe, well, you'll see how it goes. Right, let's forget the top comments. Let's go with newest first, and we'll work back in time, just simply because that'll be easier. Okay, what has been your favourite game of 2015? Now, I was talking about this on the live stream. There's about 3 or 4 up there, and it's really difficult. I think The Witcher 3 was wonderful. Really, really nice game. It was back to the open world. I'd sort of missed the open world. I hadn't played since Skyrim and Fallout 3 in New Vegas. So The Witcher 3 was a little bit like, okay, this is like back to the kind of game that I will spend hours on, days on, months on. Absolutely. So I loved that. I loved Batman Arkham Knight. I thought that was beautiful, and I just loved the combat in it. The story's good, and they put a lot of effort into the graphic quality of that game. I just thought it was superb. Metal Gear Solid 5. Okay, I mean, I had a few issues with it. I don't want to go into too many about it because it seemed like it was unfinished. I think that's pretty much the common gripe. And while I loved it, it was a masterpiece. It was beautiful to watch. I mean, obviously we've been waiting for it for a long time. That's definitely up there. And then of course Fallout 4, and those probably are the 4. Star Wars Battlefront, again, it's up there as well. What was my favourite? Which one have I put the most time into? Obviously Fallout 4. So I would have to say that has been my favourite game. I'm still playing it months after it was released. Well, nearly 2 months after it was released. So I would have to go with Fallout 4. It has to be my favourite game. But all those others I mentioned are probably equal in second place, I have to say. It's a difficult question to answer, but thanks Ian Worrell for asking it. And what game am I most looking forward to in 2016? Now, this does get asked a couple more times later on. I mean, there's a whole load of games here, and I thought it might be a good idea just to get these up on the screen so I can kind of remind myself what's actually out there. It's going to be a massive year, and I'm a big PS4 player. Of course, I might start branching into PC soon, but anyway, we'll come back to that in a bit. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, of course, we've been waiting for that for a while. Tom Clancy's The Division really, really looks interesting. I am definitely going to get it, and I'm looking forward to playing that online multiplayer, maybe with some of you guys. No Man's Sky looks interesting, but I don't know. It looks like it's every world I've seen so far that they've done in the previews seems a little bit generic. I don't know how much that game is going to truly grip people. I think it's a fascinating concept, absolutely fascinating, but I don't know if it's really going to be the game that it's made out to be, sort of. Yeah. Final Fantasy, I wasn't really ever into them. But I'm sure that's going to be a good one. So I'm talking about all these games. What am I looking forward to the most? Horizon Zero Dawn, 100%. That looks like it could be a real knockout for 2016. And Mirror's Edge Catalyst absolutely looks stunning. I did have a very short go on Mirror's Edge when it first came out. I thought, okay, this is cool, but it should be open world. And here we go. Far Cry Primal, Dishonored 2, wow, we are in for a treat. Dead Island 2, if that ever gets released. The next Mass Effect game. I mean, there are so many that I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait to play almost every single one here. What am I most looking forward to? I mean, there's others on the other page here. What the hell, Firewatch, yeah, that's a nice, interesting concept too. That looks pretty interesting. Doom, oh my god. God, it's too hard. Right, what am I most looking forward to? I'm going to have to go for what am I most looking forward to immediately. absolutely immediately is Far Cry Primal. I really am looking forward to playing it because it's only a few weeks away. After that, I guess The Division. I'm really interested. I know all about Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn. I think that's a little later in the year. But so yeah, I reckon right now, what am I so geared up to play is Far Cry Primal. I think I'm going to really enjoy that. All right, let's get back to the Q&A. So thank you, Ian, for the questions, man. That's really kind of you. So Lewis Brown, question, will I be playing Far Cry Primal? And I think I should probably bring in Ben Morgan here, who has also asked, look, I loved your Far Cry 4 videos and really helped me enjoy the game and find some cool stuff. Am I hyped for Far Cry Primal? Hell yes, I am. It's had mixed sort of reception, I think, from the gameplay that we've seen. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the game captures your interest and keeps your interest without the guns. I mean, God, every game at the moment comes out with guns, so I think it's nice of them to be able to mix it up, try something new, experiment, see what works. And a lot of people condemning the game before they've played it, so let's just wait and see. But oh yes, I'll be playing it, and it will be on this channel. Don't be under any mistake. It will be here. It will be here. Okay. Do you worry? Down to Ben Morgan again. Do you worry about franchise fatigue for this game? Far Cry. Right. Well, yes. I think they're kind of after Far Cry 3. I don't think they sort of sold it as we're going to just put everything in the game. We're going to have elephants. We're going to have wingsuits. We're going to have everything. And it was pretty much Far Cry 3.5 with elephants and wingsuits. And that wasn't exactly bad. I mean, why change something that worked? I thought Far Cry 3 was fantastic. It was before I started doing YouTube. But Far Cry 4, brilliant game. Far Cry Primal, it's like, wow, what do we learn about Far Cry 3 and 4 that people enjoyed? Well, as the crafting and the hunting. Well, let's make a game about that. It's like, guys, are you running out of ideas here? Maybe they are. And yes, in this sense, I worry about fatigue for the game. Maybe they shouldn't be trying to release something every year. I get a bit sick of the pressure of for developers, and probably forced upon them by the publishers. Like, you've got to make a game every year. You've got to make it unique. Got to change stuff. Listen to what the fans want. And the fans want everything. The fans want so many different things. And I worry about all the franchises because they're under such pressure to make changes. Sometimes the best thing to do is not change a damn thing and promote the game you've already made, and maybe give away free DLCs for things. There's a great idea. Or give out DLCs where people maybe would donate or something. Maybe stick with what works. Other franchises that I worry about, yeah. I mean, Call of Duty. Jesus, right, for the last 2-3 years, I've been going, well, what are you doing next? What's going to happen next? You're gonna go further into the future to the point where the universe doesn't exist if you're not careful. So maybe go back to the grassroots with that game. It needs to be a little bit. Somebody needs to think outside the box of Call of Duty. If I was a developer, or if I was a game designer, I'd be telling you what I think it should be. That's one that I worry might well come to a shuddering halt, maybe in the next 5 years. Other franchises. I was worried about Assassin's Creed quite a lot recently, and I'm happy to say that I think Syndicate has probably clawed its way back. I thought Unity was awful. I thought, again, they're trying to push for an annual release rather than just concentrating on what they want to make. What story do they want to tell? I think there's too many companies under pressure to keep producing the same stuff. So, yeah, I worry about franchise fatigue for all of them, and I think somebody's got to stop them all. Let us anticipate these games, right? Let us guess when they're going to come out. We know there's going to be a Call of Duty every November. Yeah, just come on, give us a little bit of a surprise once in a while. But anyway, thank you for your compliment. Keep up the good work, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Ben. Right, next up, Hit Gaming, Hash, Vamp P. I know you've been all of you guys have been great supporters of mine, as have you. What's your name? Just that. My name is Sam. Just that. It is just that, because I don't have a longer version of that name, and I don't even have a middle name, so just call me Sam. Okay, next up we have, what was your first game, please? By Killswitch. And can I have a shout out? Well, I guess you got your shout out there. So congratulations, Killswitch. What was your first game? My very first game, the first game I bought. Well, we'll come to how old I am a bit later. But the first game I ever played, the first game I guess I really remember playing as a child was something called Chucky Egg. Go look it up. You won't have a clue what I'm talking about. But that was on a computer called the BBC. Right, Ralph Arbix, what is life? Now that is one hell of a question. It's a difficult one. I imagine you were being a little sarcastic, and I'm going to try my best to answer. What is life? Well, it's what you make of it. You only get one. It's everything you want it to be. It's your existence, your consciousness, and your hopes and dreams. And you only get the one, so do what you can to make your own happy. And good luck to you in yours. Derpy Wolf, add me on PSN. Already have, dude. What game are you most excited for in 2016? Yeah, okay. I thank you for asking that question, and of course, a couple of you have asked the same ones. Again, it's Far Cry Primal. I'm most excited because it's the one I'm getting next, I guess. And I guess that's the problem with your mind, is that you think of the next thing or the very last thing. So when you think about what was the one you remember was the best of last year, I'm sort of inclined to think of the last one I'm playing. Maybe that's why I've said Fallout 4 for last year. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about Far Cry Primal. But The Division, that looks really cool. All the games I mentioned a little earlier. I don't want to repeat myself too much. I guess I'm waffling on enough as it is. Okay, Joseph South, thank you for your questions. Okay, so when will you show your face? God, that sounds like you're calling me out there, man. Okay, please. We'll make your videos from great to amazing, and that's really, really nice of you to say that my videos are great. When will you show your face? It's something I've always struggled with, but a lot of people have asked me whether I should do face cams, and I know it's quite a common thing to do on YouTube. It's also common not to do it, and I don't know. In all honesty, I've felt a bit uncomfortable about doing it. I have no idea why anyone would want to see my face, to be honest with you. But it's a compliment that you would like it included in the video, and maybe to see my reactions. I guess that's the whole point. Yeah, I'm really thinking about it, and I'm still not quite convinced that's what I want to do with the channel. I know a lot of people do it, and it works for them. I'm not sure it works for me. So I have got a face cam anyway, which is why I'm not doing a face cam yet. Of course, I've got a phone. I could do vlogs if I wanted to. I just enjoy talking, I guess, rather than acting. And I think it's more natural for me right now to do that. But I promise you, I'm thinking about it, and maybe I will do that in the future. So thank you for the question. And of course, it really does make me think about doing it. I am taking the question very seriously, I promise you, but we'll stick into the vocals for now, if that's okay, man. Your big black penetrative daddy dude, man. Seriously. Where do I start? Will you be my boyfriend? That's you asking me, by the way. I'm not returning your question to you. Of all the names on YouTube you could have picked, yeah. Well, you're very scary looking if that is genuinely your picture. I mean, it's not necessarily your face; it's just the expression. Will I be your boyfriend? Well, I mean, I am single at the moment, and I've thought long and hard about it, and I'm just not ready for that kind of thing right now. And it's not me, it's you. Okay, so I just have to say, look. Keep looking. You'll find the one you want. Okay, Epiphany of Hope. You want questions? I have tons of questions. Answer a few, all or none. Wow, actually, there are a load of questions here. Thank you for all of them. There's a load here. This is really, really cool. Personal questions. How old are you? Exactly. Oh, how old are you exactly? Right, because in one of your videos, some other gamers poked some fun at your age. So I just want to know. Yeah, I know who they were. And you know who you were, Sovereign and Harry. You know you were poking fun at me. And in all honesty, I'm not that much older than them. Well, it's what I say. They probably say I'm like, really, really old. Yeah, okay. I will let you know. I'm 39. And that is a real 39. It's not like I'm mid-40s and I'm still pretending I'm 39. And I've been playing games for a long, long time. So maybe I know what I'm talking about. I've had some gaps over the years. I don't personally think that's old, but maybe it's old to you guys. Most of the people on YouTube are a lot younger than me, but a hell of a lot are older. And I don't think it's ever too late to start doing this. And I do hope that you agree. I hope none of you are actually now hitting the unsubscribe button because you think, oh my God, I can't believe I'm listening to a 39-year-old man. Whatever. It's a bit of a cliche. It's just a number, guys. If you enjoy the channel and you enjoy the commentary, don't let that persuade you to do anything different. But I have to say, I was a bit sort of worried about telling people that. I don't know why, and I don't think I needed to be. So do your best to reassure me in the comments. Make me feel like it's not that big a deal. All right, number 2. Were you always into games, or did your son get you started? So you've been listening to a lot of my commentary, and thank you. That's okay. Were you always into games? Always. I think I think there was a console attached to my mother's umbilical cord. To be honest with you, somehow I was using that cord as like a controller. I've loved the whole genre of games, and I've seen it developing from something that was, well, so basic and just a distraction to this entire genre, this entire medium, and it continues to amaze me year on year. I have always been into games, and I think I always will be. I don't care what else is happening in terms of movies and music, TV. Games are part of my life, always have been, and I've grown with them. I've had gaps in my lifetime where I haven't been able to play, either because I couldn't afford to, or I was a student, or I was at school, or we had power cuts. I don't know. There's been long gaps in my gaming history, but I keep coming back to it, and I'm back with a vengeance right now, and I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. Did my son get me started? No way. I got him started. I was forcing him practically to play computer games from the day he was born, just because it made me feel better about myself. No, my son loves games too, and he's got a great channel, guys. So if you wouldn't mind going checking it out, it's Infinity Tom, and he's just started out this channel, and he's very good at Black Ops, and he's very good at Minecraft, and he's been doing a few good videos there. I hope I haven't embarrassed you, man. Sorry, dude. But I love you. Okay, so, or did I teach him to like them? I didn't. Well, I didn't teach him. He liked them. I maybe showed him how that it's okay to keep playing them. I don't know. I guess I was doing it, and we started playing some of the games together on like the PS2 and PS3 and even the Nintendo GameCube, and yeah, we just kind of like playing them. There's times when he wasn't into it, and I was still well into it, but we keep coming back to it, the pair of us, and yeah, it's definitely something we've grown up. As father and son, we do together, and we talk about together. So yeah, that's pretty much all I could tell you about that. Is there a reason he doesn't do YouTube videos with me? There is no reason. I guess the main reason is he's on Xbox. I'm on PS4. It was his choice, yeah. It was his choice to pick that console, and it was my choice to pick mine. Even when I asked him which one he wanted when they both came out, I ordered both. I cancelled one. I sold one, actually. I ordered both, an Xbox One and PS4, for him so he had time to decide which one he wanted to get. But he picked it, and that's probably why we don't play online. We don't make videos together. But there is time for that. I don't know. If you would like to do that, let's do it. We could do it on our own console. I've got 2 controllers for the PS4, so why don't we? My YouTube name says men, not man. I guess what you mean is like, why don't I do it with other people? The main reason for that, which I'll come to because I think someone else asked the question about the YouTube name, so I'll save it for a second and answer that later on. What do you have against mac and cheese? Nothing really. I just find it a bit gloopy. I think I go back to school and I've had some horrible experiences with nasty mac and cheese. I'm sure it's very nice the way you make it. I don't think I've ever found one I really like. I find it a bit boring. And that's coming from an Englishman, yeah. And we just boil and roast everything. And I don't like mac and cheese. My son loves it though. Gaming specific questions. Wow, God, you have a load here, and that's fine. Epiphany of Hope, thank you. What was the first console you ever bought? The first console I ever bought with my money was the PS2. The first console I ever had was a present, and that was the Sega Mega Drive. And the first game I had on that was Sonic the Hedgehog, believe it or not. That's the kind of games we had to put up with back then. It was okay. I did enjoy it, but I'm so loving the more modern style, the open world, the movie style games now. So much better, trust me. I wouldn't go back and play any of those now to exchange what we have today. Favorite game of all time? That's an easy one to answer. Absolutely easy. It is The Last of Us. I was just stunned by the game. I mean, played many games, not similar to that, never similar to that. It was beautifully acted, captured, graphically excellent. The story flowed from scene to cutscene seamlessly, and it kept you gripped. I just wish it was longer. I wish it never ended. I wish I didn't know what happened so I could go and play it all over again. Absolute favourite game of all time, The Last of Us, 100%. Okay, on to the next question. Epiphany of Hope. Thank you so much for all these, by the way. What game do I wish was open world? Now, I had a long, hard think about this and a chat with a friend. Some of the games I would have thought I would wanted to have been open world are becoming open world already, have been made. And there was one game in the last 3 years that I thought this would be so good if it was open world, and they missed a massive opportunity, and it was called Remember Me. Remember Me. If you haven't played it, it was a great combat game. There was a really good combat system, and it had a great graphical quality. The backgrounds, the scenery looked stunning, and it was a really nice concept. It was all about exchanging memories, how people could manipulate memories, swap them, change them, and the whole point of the game being called Remember Me was that, you know, something happened. It became like a way of saying goodbye to people. Instead of saying like I'll see you tomorrow, it'd be like remember me, sorry, because your memories were so fragile, and we knew that they could be swapped and hacked and manipulated. And it was a game that had a massive opportunity to be bigger than it was, and I think it was very underrated, and hopefully will be made. There'll be a Remember Me 2, and it will be open world. I think that game would be fantastic. Just thinking off the top of my head, if I thought about it longer, I could probably come up with something else, but Remember Me is the one I would think should be open world. Number 4, you've asked here, what is the most annoying thing about Fallout 4? Wow. What's the most annoying thing about Fallout 4? The companions getting in my way really hacks me off. I like the game for what it is, to be honest. I don't find much of it annoying. I think, I guess there are parts of the game which they don't tell you about that I know a lot of people have found annoying, but I find it kind of cool. There's parts of the inner workings of the game, you know, some of the crafting, some of the menu systems, some of the hidden features that you don't know about, but in a way, for me, that's like the game not just is inviting you to explore the world, it's inviting you to explore itself as well. So I kind of find it cool. But yeah, I think the thing I found the most annoying at first, which I've kind of gotten used to, was just the companions getting in your way. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm sorry, that's probably not what you were expecting. Number 5. Do I play PC games or just console games, or both? Just console games at the moment. I've got a PS4. I invested in it. I've bought a lot of games for it. I have only just recently got a PC which is capable of playing AAA high quality games. So I think in the future, it's a possibility, a very good, strong possibility, that I'll be playing both PC and console games. Number 6, what old school game do you wish they would remake on the next gen console? Wow, old school's a very open phrase. Old school meaning what? 3 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I was thinking about this the other day because I read your question and I was like, what am I going to say? I actually would have said something like Doom, but they're remaking that, and that looks pretty damn good. I would have said Elite, but they've remade that recently. There aren't any games from when I was younger that I thought this was so compelling that I would love them to remake it. I think that they should continue to find new concepts, new ideas, and develop maybe existing games, but just bring them up to date. Maybe not remake, which is why maybe the Final Fantasy remake, I don't know much about the game. Perhaps I really shouldn't be commenting on it, but I think remakes are possibly a mistake. We've seen it in the movie world. People always get disappointed when something is remade. It does not reignite the same love they had for the game in the past. And I think they should leave the past alone and not concentrate on remaking anything. Maybe it could be an old school game 2 is probably the way I would do it, rather than just say remakes. I hope that answers the question in a way, and it is obviously just my opinion. Right, that's it for part 1, Q&A. I know I wanted to do it all in one video, but I wanted to make sure I answered all of your questions properly, and I've got plenty more to say on the rest of your questions. So bear with me. The next video will be up very soon. Thank you for listening. The second part of the Q&A will be up as soon as I can get it together. Thank you very much. Good night.